You just got through watching Raw. Now it's time for HWR's Raw Reaction. Hello everyone, I'm your hardcore host Rickhead, and we just got through watching tonight's Raw. And of course I have the hardcore crew with me at this time. First, he is the son of a bitch, Andy. Andy, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, hope you are doing well too.
And then, of course, we have the incomparable Lance Moss over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, what's going on?
Oh, not much, just hanging in there.
Well, guys, you know, we watched last night, as we said, we watched tonight's Raw, and first person to come out was Sting. Sting made it clear that, you know, he's nowhere near the level of what Triple H is, and that Seth Rollins is pretty much just an egotistical freak. Watching that first segment, I thought it was really good because it looks to me, Andy, like they're trying to maybe possibly pull the trigger on the Triple H Seth Rollins feud that they teased a few months ago.
All I can see is Triple H some way is going to get involved in, if not both of the matches, one of them. I don't know how, but he's going to get involved somehow. It's just not going to be as plain sailing as we think.
Yeah, you're very well could bring a very, if I can get my words out tonight. Yeah, that's a very valid point. Lance, we knew that later on in the night, which is pretty much the final segment, John Cena comes out, and he pretty much reminded Seth Rollins that the Authority doesn't really have any alliances. They always have someone that does their bidding, and he called Seth Rollins the flavor of the month for the Authority, and it really pushed off a little bit. It reinforced it when Stephanie, of course, authorized the United States title match against Seth Rollins the very same night at Night of Champions.
Yeah, I mean, granted, she's like, it would have been funny if she said, "Sorry, Seth," but yeah.
Yeah, and you know, let's backtrack a little bit. We saw this guy, Braun Strowman, go against Dean Ambrose, and again, this guy is just a fucking monster. He dominated, not only him, but he dominated Roman Reigns. Lance, do you see this guy getting beat at any time soon, or you think this is just, he's, you know, a one-hit wonder type deal?
Well, since this dude's about green as goose shit, because let's face it, he's only had like 2 months training down the Performance Center. I think it's going to be a while before they beat him, but then again, I thought it'd be a while before anybody beat... No, it was a while before anybody beat Rusev. It might be a year before he gets beat, maybe.
Andy, what's your really thoughts about this guy, Braun Strowman, now that we've seen him in an actual match? I
agree with Lance. He's as green as rocking horse droppings. He really is. In the ring, he needs a lot of work. He's just a big, tough guy that unfortunately needs a lot of work to become a wrestler.
We, of course, came back to the first ever Divas Beat the Clock challenge. It was Becky Lynch that set the time with 141 minutes left, if I'm not mistaken. I got to do my notes here. And after that, it was Charlotte. Oh, I'm sorry. No, excuse me before I say anything. Becky had set the time at 3:21, and then Charlotte went on to win her match, and she had 1 minute and 41 seconds left. Of course, we then saw Paige come down, and she went out with Sasha Banks, which after just about the 10-minute mark, she hits the Rampage on Sasha, but Team Bad pulls her out just in time for that 10-second clock to run out. I usually like the Beat the Clock challenges because I find it very interesting, and you never really know which way it's going to go. Andy, what was your thoughts?
I said to Lance before the final match was on that it was obvious that Charlotte was going to win. It was just, I don't know why they bothered to have the match.
Well, I think they had the match, obviously, for the entertainment value. I mean, we all know that wrestling is somewhat predictable. I really thought that after Becky had set the time, that, yeah, I have to agree that Charlotte was going to win because they don't want to give Paige another title shot. They had to mix it up a little bit, and it made sense. The only other thing that we really noticed tonight that I have to really want to talk about is we saw Dolph Ziggler and Rusev have a match.
Again.
Yeah.
Again, yes. It was supposed to be, now the rumor said it was supposed to be a no DQ match, but obviously that just didn't happen. After the match, we see Summer Rae sneak in Dolph Ziggler's locker room only to come running out with Dolph Ziggler wearing nothing but a towel. Now, I'm only wondering, guys, obviously Lana was not happy when she saw or heard what happened. Are we trying to see Dolph Ziggler and Lana split up, or are we seeing Lana maybe turn heel again?
Well, did you notice what she was doing when she ran out of his dressing room or the shower?
No.
Laughing, so she trying to say he's got a small pecker.
So we ain't trying to show off that.
He comes out with his bath towel hanging down, almost showing his groin area off, and she comes out the changing room laughing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Lance, I'm sure she was probably laughing at that, but she could have also been laughing at the fact that she threw a wrench in the Ziggler-Lana wheel, so to speak.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a story as old as time when it comes to wrestling business. Happy couple that's not so happy if you look closely. Then somebody comes on and throws about a whole toolbox in the gears.
We also saw, of course, 3D come out where they pinned New Day. And I have to ask, guys, despite these guys being absolute legends, are we going to see the Dudleys win yet another tag team title? Andy?
Definitely.
So, wouldn't you think it would be better if they came out just to push the talent? I'm going to ask this one for Lance. To push the talent rather than win another title?
I highly doubt it for one reason, because since the tag team titles have sort of kind of been not up to par as they should be, because those are some prestigious, being the WWE Tag Team Champion should be a prestigious thing. But when there have been some kind of fucked up teams winning this thing, but I think this is actually how I see it happening. At Night of Champions, it will be a tables match between New Day and the Dudley Boys, and that's where they're going to win it.
All right, well, you called it, guy. You called it, and that is a very strong possibility of a tables match, considering tonight the New Day said they brought out what was called the last table in the arena, and they had this campaign of Save a Table, so I think they are gearing up for a specific table match. And if that does happen, obviously we're going to see 3D win. I don't think they've lost a table match in quite some time. Overall, I thought Raw was an okay show, but I didn't really think it was anything super special. Again, some of the biggest spots was the Divas Beat the Clock match, challenge, excuse me. But also, if you noticed a little bit, Nikki Bella was showing her time where she was only 14 days left before winning the title. So that tells me that Charlotte doesn't have a chance in hell, because the WWE wants Nikki Bella to win the title. Would you agree, Andy? Not win the title, but I'm sorry, but beat the record.
Yeah, she's going to beat the record. I mean, because is it 2 days after the record that the actual tournament's on? So she's already beat the record before they even go to the tournament, but she's going to end up being the winner again. I don't know why they're doing that. I think they're just doing it to shit on AJ.
Well, yeah, and obviously that's just how WWE has always been. Whenever somebody leaves, they have to say, well, that person was good, but this other person's better. Lance, would you say that how it is? Yeah,
especially when you're blowing John Cena, as Nikki Bella tends to be.
Overall for this show, I got to give it, I guess I can give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't fantastic, Andy. What was your highlights of the night, and what would you consider, how would you rate the show?
I'd probably rate it 2. Highlight of the night was Sting and Cena at the end, and the Dudley Boys turning up, unfortunately.
Lance, what was your highlights of the night, and of course, what was your overall score?
I'm actually with you on the score. Was like a 3-something. Best match and highlights, like I kind of like Sting coming out and talking trash and a true promo with passion in it, because half these promos nowadays are robotic. I kind of like the Bram Stoker, Stokeman, whatever the new bastard in the White family. That was pretty good, and also the thing with the end.
All right. Well, now, folks, HWR fans, we want your thoughts. What did you think was the best part of Raw, and how would you overrate the score? How would you score the show overall from a 1 to 5? Please make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Make sure you follow us over at facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And please, you're going to see a little annotation which says subscribe, and that's subscribing to us over at youtube.com/HWR Show. Of course, we have the son of a bitch, Andy, on hand. Andy, what do you got going on? Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at www.stokehaunted.com, and we're having a bit of a quiet patch at the moment, so I'm going to have to get my act together and get something booked. And
then we have the incomparable Lance Moss. You're over at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Lance, what do you got going on?
I got album reviews. Well, I'm going to do a few here and there, but yeah. NASCAR discussion videos, redneck gourmet cooking videos, musical equipment reviews. Every Wednesday, I go live with Lance Moss TV and friends. I'm pretty sure this Wednesday, I'm going to have most of the hardcore crew on.
Absolutely. We'll be there.
And check me out on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
All right. And, guys, tomorrow night is going to be our In the Moment. It's going to be a special edition where CWA owner and manager Joseph Knight is going to be on for a rant. This is one show, guys, you do not want to miss, especially if you want a little bit of an insight of what goes on in the independent wrestling circuit. So for everyone here, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you. Thank you for listening to this edition of HWR's Raw Reaction. To listen to more podcasts like this, check us out over at youtube.com/HWR Show. Until the next time, this is your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.